Hi, you guys. Let's discuss Real Housewives of New York, Season 14, Episode 10. And, oh my goodness, Ramona Singer has a new man. Well, not that new, but still, wow, she's going public with him. I heard it's pretty serious. I liked this picture the All About the TRH girls posted. This is him. His name is Bill Lubby, and indeed, he is a financier. He's in his 60s. I mean, I'm just so impressed with Ramona Singer for landing like a guy who's loaded and being 60 plus years old. She gives hope to all of us. But I guess she is kind of a sexy number. She always got hit on the Real Housewives of New York Legacy series when there were guys around. By the way, did you guys see Dorinda's new face? I mean, it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. She looks fantastic. She looks about 15 years younger, and he took her features and he just tweaked them a little bit, and she just looks stunning. I'm so happy for her. And you know what? When your face isn't working for you anymore and you're at our age, which is, 50 plus, go for it, girl. Get that power back. If you feel like you've lost time in some way due to something, reclaim it. I think it's amazing. And I really want to know who did her face because I want to go to him or her for sure. It's extraordinary job. So Bill is a founding partner of Seaport and co-chairman of the Seaport Investment Committee. He brings more than 30 years of private equity and merchant banking experience to Seaport. Bill is actively involved in formulating the investment process, originating investments, and managing the investment activities of Seaport. In addition, Bill works closely with Seaport portfolio companies. I found out about those too. Prior to co-founding Seaport in 1997, Bill was a managing director of Chase Capital, the equity investing arm of the Chase Manhattan Bank. In that position, he was responsible for the firm's investment in media and telecommunications, with a particular emphasis on wireless communications. Prior to joining Chase Capital, Bill was a managing director in Chase's merchant banking group. He also is smart. He received an MBA from Fuqua School of Business and a BA in economics from Trinity College. He's on the board of directors at Equinix, and he also serves at the board of visitors at the Fuqua School of Business at Duke University. His current portfolio companies are the following: Family Entertainment Live, Municipal Communications 3, Exactcom, Filmworks LLC, Keg Logistics, no, I'm kidding, B Media Group, and Quality Uptime Services. So these are all companies that he has VC'd on behalf of his Seaport. And he's based in New York. So wow, what a catch. I'm so happy for Ramona. She's living the big life again. So let me clarify something. His company is out of New York, but he lives in New Jersey, and he lives in a $1.9 million house. That's what Daily Mail found out, right on the seafront in Jersey. So that's saying something. Very impressive. I bet he lives in Weehawken. All the really wealthy investment banker guys lived there. Weehawken. Such a weird name. Allegedly, she's been kissing him all over the place in the Hamptons, and they're even talking marriage. I bet he's in the Palm Beach scene too, I have a feeling. But it hasn't all been roses for Bill, because Bill was married for 30 years to a Supreme Court justice's daughter who graduated from Harvard and was like some incredible attorney. And I guess he got smitten with Ramona while he was filing for divorce. And so they had to be really secretive about their affair because she didn't want to aggravate the divorce because it was already not great, I guess. That's what the tabloids are reporting. So, yeah, he's had a rough year. But it sounds like he's ready for new love. We'll see. I mean, he's definitely not a player if he was married for 30 years. I wonder if this is the Prince Charming that Ramona's been waiting for. She definitely likes the social circuit with him. Oh, she doesn't appear to be drinking anymore. She's been drinking water with him. Interesting, huh? So she doesn't want to lose this one. I think it's smart. Okay, back to Real Housewives of New York reboot, season 14, episode 10. I just want to start by saying that they are shooting the reunion this Thursday, and so there's probably some high tensions at the moment. We already know one of the big fights of the season, besides the cell phone between Aaron and Uba, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute, is a big fight that we haven't seen yet on the show between Sai and Brynn Whitfield, because Brynn tells a secret that Sai tells her in confidence on camera, and Sai's really upset because she didn't want it to be on camera. And so we're going to see in the finale their relationship blow up. But anyway, this was posted by Queens of Bravo. It says, before the Real Housewives of New York reunion films on Thursday, the house husband and Jenna's chef went out for drinks. I thought that was hilarious that Jenna's chef was in the group. So we begin the episode with Brynn not going to dinner, but Sai goes. And we don't really see a lot of this dinner. It's just little clippy parts of it. But basically what we understand from the dinner is that Sai and Jessel are kind of competing about who has a harder life, and throw Brynn in the mix with that. And Jessel looks ridiculous trying to say that she had a tough life without money and support and resources, really, given the fact that Sai's life is so tough, and so is Brynn's. So it seems like a competition. It does come off really strange. I kind of feel like my gut is this was a bit of an edit play. Obviously, it comes off very inauthentic. Jessel telling her story in the way that she is, because the cast members know that she's misrepresented a lot about her life on camera at this point. So off camera, they know this, and they can't say it on camera because it won't be shown anyway. So it's kind of a fourth wall that Bravo doesn't want to break. So they know that she's already BS'd about a bunch of stuff, and then they're listening to this story and they're like, wow, at least we can call you out about your background being, you know, not terrible and all this stuff like you're making it sound, to try to get the fan support, because that's what they think. They think that Jessel is trying to get the fans on side with a sob story because Sai and Brynn Whitfield are going to get like fan support over it. But in the process of trying to get this across on the show, Aaron and Sai do seem like they're being almost interrogating Jessel, and it doesn't really come off that great for them either. So they sort of lose the benefit that I think they were trying to get by calling her out, by going too hard. So then we go on a small boat ride that Sai organizes with one crew member named Nelson, who's the captain of this boat. And the women go on this boat and they're drinking and having fun together. And as soon as we get on the boat, we find out that Uba threw Aaron into the pool. And this pissed Aaron off. Not really, but like a prank. And so Aaron wants to get her back. And Uba's scared because she's like, at some point I'm going to be retaliated against. And she thinks it's going to be in the same way, by being thrown in the water of some sort. But Aaron's not committed to that idea. She's sort of like, well, I'll get you back somehow. I'm not sure how. So we kind of get this feeling that there's some tension in the air between Uba and Aaron, but nothing that dramatic that we're really looking for a fight to kind of happen. So then we are tortured through another flirtation session of Brynn Whitfield. This time her target is Jenna Lyons. She's trying to seduce Jenna by being really funny, I don't know, to kiss her and stuff like that. I guess the idea is that she could take all of her money. I didn't say that, Brynn did. And Jenna Lyons is retaliating with, listen, bitch, if you ever marry me, I promise I'll have a prenup. But they go along with this tryst over the trip. It's not real. It's just playful. And this is Brynn's thing. Jenna Lyons wears a head-to-toe wetsuit for a bathing suit. And Brynn is very supportive to Jenna Lyons because she's crushing on her on this trip. The other women seem perplexed by this gesture, that maybe it was a little extreme and they didn't totally get it. But Jenna, as usual, being the fashionista that she is, somehow pulls it off. So the real purpose of this boat trip is for Jessel to air her complaint that she feels like Aaron and Sai keep coming for her. And they make a lot of assumptions about her and other people in the cast as they stir up trouble and messiness to create storylines for everyone. But they can't say that. So Jessel is just like, I'm sick and tired of sort of Aaron controlling the storylines. What's her story with her family? And why does she get to be the interrogator on me? And Uba, I think at this point, because she's rooming with Jessel, starts to take Jessel's side and wants to protect her. And so a fight kind of ensues between all the women, where Aaron is now the new person everybody's trying to focus their attention on attacking, but they haven't been able to formulate a plan yet. But it begins here on the boat with Jessel trying to call Aaron out for being, the queen assumption lady. Now, Sai has Aaron's back on this, and she is screaming at Jessel, why don't you just be honest? Why don't you just tell your story? And Jessel's like, I'm telling my story, and you guys aren't hearing it or receiving it. So this is the sort of yin and yang that's happening. Everybody goes out to dinner, and during the dinner, Brynn gives everybody the advice of how to make a man feel good in bed when you give them a BJ. And she says the way to do it is to act like it's choking you when you do it. And I guess normally I would probably say this is good advice because it would make a guy who maybe isn't that big feel bigger. Although, how could you ever know that Brynn is telling you the truth in the sack ever again after being on this show? But it didn't land right with me just based on what happened on Sunday with the Channel 4 docuseries and Russell Brand, The People Who Know. Brynn didn't know this when she was filming the scene, and she probably thought it was really great advice, but oh my gosh. Oh, it didn't land right based on what happened this weekend. So we'll just leave that there. So then the women tell their really embarrassing stories, and Aaron's is noticeably lame. This is supposed to impact us because Aaron's trying to have everybody be authentic and tell their truth on the show and all this crap she keeps touting. But her herself is playing it safe in regards to her family, in regards to her most embarrassing moment, etc. And this is what the editors are trying to get across the line to all of us. Basically, what we find out is that Jessel Tanak is at a big nightclub party in Cancun. She's at a party in Cancun, and she falls into like a grotto, and her top falls off. And she's topless in front of a crowd of party goers in Cancun at a club, and they're all screaming like, woo, take it off, take it off. And she is embarrassed because she has no top on. Another one is that Brynn didn't understand that there's 2 holes down there, and so stuck something in her butt when she was a tween, trying to figure out, I guess, the birds and the bees, and it was giant. And I'll leave it at that. That one I didn't want to do. I don't even know why I'm talking about that on here. Okay. And then Uba, who thinks that she's the hottest girl on the planet, she admits that she thinks everyone's hitting on her, is at a nightclub. She's in the bathroom, and she struts out of the club bathroom, and a guy runs after her, and she thinks he's trying to hit on her. And she goes, what do you want? And he's like, you have toilet paper on your shoe, and you've been dragging it through the nightclub. That was one of my favorites. Sai admitted that during a meet when she was in high school, she was taking it really seriously, and she was so excited and nervous that when she got tagged to run in this track meet, she shat herself. And then Jenna tells the best story because I loved O-Bar. I used to go when I was in my teens. I'd sneak into O-Bar, and it was the place to go. There was always celebrities there. This is from 1988 to give you an idea. So Jenna tells a story that she's going down the steep stairwell into the lounge area, from the outside. And a celebrity is behind her and he accidentally steps on her train of her dress that's like chic. And she trips and falls down the stairs. And she's so embarrassed. And it's such a scene. But she was also hurt and she couldn't show it. And just as she feels like she's going to die of embarrassment, Ralph Fiennes from The English Patient picks her up off the floor and she realizes that he was the celebrity, I guess, that stepped on her train and caused her to trip, or at least she wasn't, he was the one who helped her get up. She's a huge Ralph fan, and so it was either devastating or the best moment of her life. I'm not sure which. So then the cell phone drama begins. So then what happens is the driver hands Erin Leachy Uba's cell phone, which she left in the Sprinter van, and Uba doesn't know it, and she thinks, later that she's lost her phone, but actually Erin has it. Erin doesn't give it to her. She keeps it as a prank against Uba to pay her back for throwing her in the pool. Well, then the women all are swimming and having fun and all this stuff in the pool, drunk late at night. And Erin sees an opportunity to throw Uba in the pool. Uba won't go. She tries to push her, but she sucks at it. Then Sai comes out of left field and shoves her in at 100 miles an hour. And boom, Uba goes in the water with her weave, unfortunately. And then the women are like, well, there it is. It's all paid off. And Erin's like, no, that's not payback because I didn't do it. And so then later that evening, Uba drunk is looking everywhere for her cell phone and she can't find it. And she's panicked. And then finally one of the women says, listen, Erin has it. And she figures it out. And she's pissed. She's like, look, I was really worried about where my cell phone is. I was panicked. I'm in a foreign country. I didn't have my credit cards are on it. My phone calls to people, my phone numbers to my family if I want to check in. I was really pissed. And she was like, I didn't feel like the shoving in the pool was the same essentially as taking my cell phone. Erin countered this by saying, I only took her cell phone for an hour. And when I really thought she was worried, truly, I told her, or I let you guys know that I had it and it was safe and worked it out. Well, that wasn't enough for Uba. The next morning, she's really pissed and she's building up momentum to have a big fight with Erin. And she does. Take a look.
I hear her saying my name. Stop saying my name when I'm not around.
I didn't say your name.
I heard you say it.
No, I said Erin was standing right here. They wanted to know where you are. You, guess what?
Get out of my face.
I'm not going to go here first.
Get out of
I did not say your name. Get these glasses when you're talking to me, first of all.
Do not grab me.
Listen.
Do not grab
No,
me.
you
Give me my sunglasses. I'm not listening to you. No.
Give me your sunglasses.
You are not allowed to
You
speak
took
to me
my
like this.
You took my phone.
You are not allowed
You
to-
had my phone.
Get
You
away
had
from me.
my phone.
Get away from me.
Why did you have my phone?
Get away from me.
Why do you have my phone?
Hold on, I'm not
Why
kidding.
do
Get
you
away from me right now. Get
Try
away
me.
from me.
And that's where we leave it. So I guess we're going to see if Uba and Erin can resolve their differences by next week. I don't know. I just feel like this is a little produced, this show right now. I hope it gets a little more natural, but I'm enjoying it, but it's a little produced. Okay, well, that's it. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed Real Housewives of New York's recap. I have so much gossip, but I've just been dropping it on the Patreon because, I don't know, I felt like maybe YouTube isn't loving me right now. So I'll just be in the Patreon until you guys start loving me again, and then we'll talk.